Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your Sunday. We also have your boredom busters coming up, but first, our top story. U.S. military strikes in Iran over the weekend are drawing both praise and pushback from members of Congress. U.S. Senator Mike Rounds tells KELOLAND News that he supports President Trump's decision to attack Iran.
This is a necessary step to send other parts of the world the message that we are capable of defending our homeland while at the same time looking farther down the road at major threats.
Tina Smith, who's a Democratic senator from Minnesota, posted on social media that Trump has, in her words, launched a reckless, illegal war. You can read her full statement as well as comments from Senator Amy Klobuchar, Senate Majority Leader John Thune, and U.S. Congressman Dusty Johnson by visiting this story here on KELOLAND.com. Rapid City Police are investigating a weekend shooting involving a man who was trying to get into the wrong house. It happened early Saturday morning on St. James Street, where a resident woke up to the noise of someone forcing their way in through a window. That's when police say the resident shot the intruder, who suffered non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the man was drunk at the time and told them he thought he was going into a residence located next door. Police expect to file charges against him. They're calling the shooting a case of justified home defense. A Rapid City area elementary already bursting at the seams is expanding to welcome even more students in the future. The Rapid Valley Elementary School will add 10 new classrooms along with more learning centers and upgrades to its HVAC system. The principal is looking forward to additions because the school has already reached its maximum capacity.
There's a lot of excitement. The Rapid Valley has been over capacity for some amount of time, so staff has been really excited, especially looking at some of the mock-ups from the architects. Just seeing like kind of the resurfacing in even some of our existing classrooms is really exciting.
Construction will begin following the last day of school, which is on May 18th. The building will remain closed throughout the summer. Let's get a first look at the forecast now with meteorologist Scott Munt in the Storm Center. Good morning, Scott.
Good morning, Perry. Good morning, everybody. We are looking at a cold day across eastern KELOLAND. Numbers in the 20s and 30s. It will be a little warmer for central and western South Dakota. We'll try to get rid of the cloud cover, bring in some sunshine as we get into the afternoon as well. I'll have more details on your forecast coming up, which includes warmer weather as we do go through the work week.
All right, thank you very much, Scott. We are just days away from the end of the main run of the South Dakota legislative session. On tonight's edition of Inside KELOLAND, we sit down with two state lawmakers to explore some of the hot topics and get their take on how the session is progressing heading into this final home stretch. Senators Liz Larson and Tim Reed came to our studios to talk about a wide range of issues, including data centers and their potential impact on the state's power grid.
We're looking out, especially out on the East Coast, going, look what's happened to their utility rates. That's not going to happen here. And so we put together legislation. It was sponsored by Senator Carr that said, utility rates cannot go up for the, your ratepayer that has a home.
The lawmakers will also share their thoughts about property tax relief for South Dakota homeowners. Inside KELOLAND airs immediately following KELOLAND Weekend News at 10 tonight. Mash Madness kicks off in downtown Sioux Falls. This annual competition pits local breweries, bars, and coffee shops serving their most creative beverages. The businesses are offering craft beers, cocktails, as well as non-alcoholic options for customers to vote on through the end of this month. American Legion Post 15 in Sioux Falls is hosting an all-you-can-eat pancake breakfast. Serving time goes until noon at the South Dakota Military Heritage Alliance. The cost is $8 for adults, $2 for children. The Sioux Empire Home Show wraps up at the Sioux Falls Convention Center and Arena. Hundreds of vendors will be showcasing the latest trends in home building, remodeling, and landscaping from 11 to 4. Admission is $8, free for ages 12 and under. Movies playing at the Historic State Theater in downtown Sioux Falls include The Testament of Ann Lee, rated R, It Was Just an Accident, rated PG-13, and K-Pop Demon Hunters, rated PG. The local theater group Rowdy Ravens presents Wanted Robin Hood at the Palace Theater in Laverne, Minnesota. The performance is at 2 p.m. Tickets are $5. Scott?
And in weather, we are looking at a cold day today across eastern KELOLAND. We'll try to bring in some sunshine as we do get into the afternoon. Central and western South Dakota will be a little warmer with numbers in the 40s. Thickening cloud cover tonight. We'll follow a chance at a couple of these rain showers to move in for tomorrow. enough to warrant maybe that 20–30% chance for something across the southern half of the area. Not only for tomorrow, but I would say tomorrow night and even on Tuesday, we can still have this 20–30% chance for a light rain shower to linger. And then it looks like we'll have dry skies Wednesday, Thursday as temperatures do start to warm. We'll have southerly winds for tomorrow. That will help us warm despite seeing the mostly cloudy skies for many. And then the winds, I don't think it'll be much of a problem until we hit maybe Friday, because we are watching a storm system that will come in from the west and southwest. North winds behind it, probably showing some early wind gusts here of over 30 miles per hour to help bring in cooler temperatures that there could be a wintry mix across western central South Dakota by the time we get into Friday afternoon and Friday evening. But here's that warm air that's in place for Thursday. I think a lot of us will return to the 60s across eastern KELOLAND. And then as we get into that second week of March, we continue to follow this batch of 70-degree weather that's trying to inch closer and closer to eastern and southeastern KELOLAND. We'll see if that holds true, but that will hold off until the second week of the month. In the meantime, here's a closer look at maybe some isolated thunderstorms across southeastern South Dakota and Iowa and Minnesota late in the week. This is for Friday. That storm system coming in from the southwest. We're just measuring the amount of energy in the atmosphere as it is showing up across eastern and southeastern KELOLAND by the time we do get into Friday. And here's a look at futurecast during that time. You could see that area of rain here with some embedded thunderstorms across the southeast. And this is that wintry mix in the western South Dakota. As the colder air continues to come in, that will try to become all snow across western South Dakota maybe late in the day on Friday. So it gives us something worth watching as we do go through that first week of March. Forecast for today showing cold temperatures across the east, warmer into the west. Tonight, numbers will fall to the teens and 20s. And then for tomorrow, temperatures will be a little warmer. Keep in mind, mostly cloudy conditions, a chance at a couple of those isolated rain showers. And you can check the details of the 7-day forecast while you're here online. Have a great Sunday.